before depositing any money on the platform, somebody should say, okay, what's going to be my take profit rules? So how much profit am I going to take out if it goes up 10, 20%? So, and to do this decision before you deposit it and before you invest it. So,
hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Richer Geek Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by REI Words, your go-to SEO agency for increasing traffic to your website. Check it out at reiwords.com. Today, we have Peter Curk. He's the CEO of ICONOMI, or is it ICONOMI? Sorry.
Anyway, goes.
It's a trailblazing digital asset portfolio management platform. Now, we've had people talking about cryptos and they talking about digital assets, but this, is more of a portfolio management platform. So we're going to get a little bit about that. Get into crypto, whether or not is it the real thing? Is it going to take over the world? I think it already has. But we'll talk to the expert. This ICONOMI is an FCA registered entity, and it ensures a secure, diversified, and carefully managed investment experience. How are you doing, Peter?
Good. Thanks. It was a very nice day. So thank you for having me at the show.
Good, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your background for our listeners and how you became the CEO of this platform.
Yeah, okay, let's share some small details. So my background is actually business, I would say marketing, but inside this, I was always very much interested in technology. So always working in CRM, data analytics, inside the marketing field, also then later on, data in advertising and stuff like this. And then I guess it was 12 years ago, I first got into, know what Bitcoin is, started researching it and so on. And by some coincidence, some friends of mine created ICONOMI. These are the two founders. And like almost 10 years later, they came by and said, look, we have this company here. We need somebody who has management and business expertise to bring us to the next level. And they brought me in to take over the company and actually expand it. So currently, since we are around since 2016 as a company. Let's go back to me. Sorry. I was too much in this business. Cool. I'm family father, otherwise, motor guzzi driver. I enjoy my time driving the bike. And then, as you said, when chatting before the podcast, life brings you a lot of challenges and a lot of stuff to do each day. So not a lot of time for my hobbies.
It's hobbies. You have to grow the business. You have to be in the business. You have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And then you have time for the hobby. It should be the other way around. I should be able to play guitar all the time, play golf all the time, and then do the business. But that doesn't work out that much. So, this whole crypto thing, I don't know how it is in Europe. Of course, we had the wonderful SBF guy the last couple of years here, and I think that's kind of like even spurred even more because crypto is at a record-breaking pace. Tell us about, after seeing some of these things, and that's a one-off, criminals will be criminals, and that happens in every industry. How can we overcome our crypto fear and have some strategies for someone like me? It's like, I don't know if I want to dive into this right now.
Yeah. Okay, let me tackle it. I think there is a certain segment in the crypto industry, or let me call it a portion of the industry, that it's pro-regulation. It always was pro-regulation. It always thought that it would be good to be regulated, and we are part of that section of the market, let me call it so. And I think the best thing to start with is, if somebody wants to approach crypto, is to really select a company that's shown, not this year, but it has a track record of being compliant and so on. Yeah. you might not get all the richest fancy tokens out of the 20,000 tokens that there are out there. But on the other side, most of those tokens, allow me to call them anyhow shitcoins, and you would have to be very lucky to make money with them, because there are a lot of tricks and a lot of hidden dangers in the crypto market for somebody who is not really familiar with it. One of them, for example, being very low liquidity, or you can have a ton of tokens that can on an exchange look like they're worth something, but then when you try to sell them, there's nobody actually on the other side buying them, so they are worth nothing. So, for example, what we do as ICONOMI here is we are kind of a marketplace. And one of the key things that we do is take care that we only list the tokens that are liquid. Yeah. We've been compliant with all anti-money laundering regulations since 2021. We are around like 80 years, which is like almost one of the old guys in the industry, I would say. We've been around, for example, more time than Binance. But yeah, so start with the pro regulation guys, and then you'll have a good chance not to be to be on the right platform.
So what does, for those that are familiar with crypto, as I am, I'm familiar with it, but it's just, you go online and say, man, I don't even know where to start. I go to somewhere like ICONOMI, or I go to some of the major websites. How does it work that there has to be some available, then I can purchase it, and then you just kind of wait, because I don't really get anything in return. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, I would say no, there are different ways people approach it. The paradox of crypto is that everybody wants safety, and on the other side, I mean, that comes into the space. Oh, I don't want to get screwed up. But on the other side, when you talk with the users, they expect mostly an oxymoron, because if you expect 1,000x or 100x, and you on the other side, yeah, but it has to be safe. Look, okay, safe from a technology point of view, yeah, okay, and that you will not be defrauded, but hey, it's a high risk asset class at the moment. It still is. There are, however, segments in it. Yeah, so there's Bitcoin, the king, and then there are the other assets. So somebody should really, set his goals. First of all, make a clear, rational decision. Okay, shall I invest in crypto? Yes or no? And if it's a yes, then okay, should start Bitcoin. Okay, do I do anything else than Bitcoin? If yes, then it's Ethereum. Okay, do I go the next? And then you go and start maybe going to the other coins. But really making some rational decisions and not looking at that. Somebody can risk to 3% of his portfolio in it, but as long as this percentage is very low, and then to expect maybe a lot, 10x, 100x, it's okay. That's okay. But to go in like full, and then I would really not advise that. It's still too early, too risky. And if you're not an expert, then better not do it. Just maybe get some good advice, or just go slow.
Yeah, and that's really good advice. Is I don't know anything about it, so why would I ever think that I can make the decisions on my own? I'd just be randomly, okay, which one has the coolest looking token?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
how I
yeah.
pick?
Yeah.
One has a puppy dog on it, or one that has,
yeah, a cat or a
a
horse or
cat, or
whatever.
of
Yeah.
course, whatever I'm into at the
Yeah.
time.
Let me add this, from the research and data we have on the platform. What we see is that it's simply the same behaviors as from stocks or FX trading apply for crypto as well. I actually think that the FX trading trend or industry that is now more in a mature phase kind of started this whole idea that a retail person is able to be a trader. And so everybody nowadays thinks, oh, I can be a trader. Is it FX? Is it, I don't know, stocks, whatever. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
trading on the retails, and everybody, I'm of course exaggerating, but
Mm-hmm.
there are people who really think they're good traders, yeah. But I can tell you and share with you that from the data on our platform, yeah, everybody gets a couple of trades good, everybody gets some trades good,
Mm-hmm.
but there are very few people who are consistently good at it. And this is simply because of we are just human, we have
Mm-hmm.
psychological biases, and even if you know about your own biases, it's very hard, if not impossible, to get rid of them and to overcome them. So it's a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy that will happen. So from the data on our platform, we see that the investors that actually are in profit and actually have made money, and we call them winners in the segmentations that we
Mm-hmm.
use. They're the ones who invest for a longer time in crypto. First
Yeah.
of all, because there are these cycles. There are the
Mm-hmm.
cycles where the hype goes up and then the hype goes down. It's just simple human nature, the same as any other asset class, which is why one of the key features I really think, and that an investor in crypto should set even more maybe for crypto, because this peaks up and down can be so violent or
Mm-hmm.
fast. Before depositing any money on the platform, somebody should say, okay, what's going to be my take profit rules? So how much profit am I going to take out if it goes up 10, 20%?
Mm-hmm.
So, and to do this decision before you deposit it and before you invest it. So at the time when you do your strategy, say, okay, this is my portfolio in the various asset classes, then somebody can say, let's allocate, I don't know, single digit to crypto. Okay, and then the next decision, how long am I going to be there? Okay, and then the next one should be, okay, what's my taking profit strategy? And then apply it. And for example, one of the features on our platform that really push to the users is this taking profits rules, like to automate your taking profits rules. If it goes up, take something out, because for sure it's going to go down, and for sure or almost sure you're going to get greedy, and then keep dreaming that it's going to go up, up, up forever, and then, oh, it's just a 3% correction, oh, it's just a 7% correction, then and then it starts going down very
Yeah.
fast, and then you're too late, and you have not made money out of your money. But the whole goal of investing should be money makes you money. It's not that it's unrealized profits and what could have been.
Yeah. 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 That's so true. I know so many people that were millionaire tech investors until the 90s, the late 90s, when we had the tech bomb, and they basically rode to the ground.
Yeah.
They were at some point worth millions, and then boom, the tech stocks completely bombed and they lost everything. So that's really, really good advice. Now, talk about other ways that you can, not just Bitcoin, ETFs. What are some of the other things that are out there that you can have in your crypto portfolio? Some, I think, NFTs and some of the other type of where you can actually
Yeah.
diversify beyond Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, we as a platform mainly focus on spot markets, but there are different instruments out there that at least investors, depending really where they are, they can purchase. So of course, currently there's a hype about the Bitcoin ETFs in the US, but then you have a lot of instruments which are, for example, a sophisticated investors can invest in actively managed certificates linked to strategies which are available, for example, or different, at least from what I know, European exchanges. Then you have the exchange traded notes. Again, and they can be linked to a single spot crypto asset, or a couple of them, or a portfolio of them. So different instruments that also you can purchase them through Bloomberg. Yeah. So on the other side, more less sophisticated investors can access platforms like ours, which kind of combine crypto portfolios, and that's what we do. So you instead of buying a single coin, you just copy an investor, an experienced trader, and you get updates from him. And this trader actually has a portfolio of crypto assets. Like, it can be an index portfolio, or it can be an actively kind of actively traded portfolio, meaning buying and selling. And so by following this experienced traders, so a user's portfolio just behaves kind of the same. So you basically have an active strategy. If you go, you can also, for example, one of the biggest strategies we have on the platform is a blockchain index. It's been running for 8 years, and it's simply indexing the crypto market. It's that's it. It rebalances every 30 days, and that's it. It's a very simple product, relatively passive, and so on. Yeah. Maybe coming back to the question before, because you asked about what are some of the things to be really careful about, and before going to the NFTs, because I consider the NFTs more of a kind of an antique collecting,
Right.
similarities with that. You need to know. So one of the things which in the crypto markets are the most important is liquidity, because people would be surprised how illiquid, the non-liquid, the markets were when there was a bear market. Yeah. We list, for example, 150 tokens, but during the last bear market, some of those tokens were having so little liquidity that, even one of the biggest users on our platform could have basically moved the price on a certain exchange, simply because, during this really low price season, so during the worst of the bear markets, simply nobody, there's really low liquidity for some of the altcoins, and this starts at around 100 coins. So you can have, and there are 20,000 coins out there. So, but most of these markets for these coins are actually people would really be surprised. Oh, that's a threat that like platforms like ours and others can help preventing. Put your crypto, hold it there, and it produces you some yearly yield. Nowadays, there's also liquid staking. There are different ways of having some yearly yield on these assets while holding them. On the other side, you mentioned there are NFTs, which I consider more of a collectors kind of investment, not that much. And then there is a whole universe of this. It's a rabbit hole of you would need a lot of time to really know everything, which is why crypto, I guess, it's difficult. But I guess it's pretty much the same as in what you do in the hotels. There are specifics about each kind of hotel, the location, number of rooms, type. Do they have a conference room? Yes, no. So you need to spend time with an asset class to be able to say, oh, I'm competent to make my own decisions outside Bitcoin, if I may come back to it. Because there is really a huge difference between Bitcoin and the rest of the pack. I kind of, let me take it to maybe a philosophical point of view. So let's assume that Bitcoin 10 years ago was more of a kind of a subculture. There was a certain, let's call them geeks. Doesn't matter who they were, but just for the purpose of illustrating. So it was something which very, very niche and narrow subculture. And throughout the years, it kind of grew and went through these cycles. But with what happened in January when the ETFs came out, it was basically, we can take a look at it like, is it maybe a new social contract that was established with this? Because what now basically it says, no, it's okay. It's legal to invest in it in the US, and the US is not the only country. So, and this moment could be seen from far away, could be seen. Maybe we have a new social contract, So, and it's not anymore something that some geeks or a subculture believes in. And in a sense, from the beginning, it was almost a cry like, can you please stop printing money? So, and it's like, because Bitcoin technologically is not really very advanced. There are other blockchains which are more advanced technologically, have more features, have a lot of advantages from a technology point of view, but it is international. It's not controlled by anyone. There's going to be a limited number of Bitcoins total, and it's kind of, it's a kind of just a way to store value, basically, from this point of view. It's actually better, and this is what I think might be the moment in January. So the ETFs, yeah. Okay, is it now? From now on, we have a new social contract which says, okay, no, we're gonna keep track of who owns what, and it's gonna be linked to a digital commodity, which is limited. It's not, you cannot print it. Maybe that's where we are.
Yeah, and it's really, I haven't heard about it that way, and I would agree. I mean, that's actually pretty eye-opening. And I like the fact that I don't buy stocks on my own. I go through someone that knows what they're doing in order to do it. Just like you shouldn't buy a hotel on your own. It's like, why would you? Get someone that has experience. And that's why I like your company, because you have people that know what they're doing, and I can just go in and say, okay, you do it for me. Here's this index, here's this fund. And the kind of, how do I put it? It's kind of like, it's more relief for someone like me.
Yeah, it is. Our headline is, I think, something I currently, let me check what we have on the website, because I've not, we currently have like easy way to invest. Yeah, but one of the headlines we are thinking of currently is invest in crypto stress-free.
Yes.
Which is, but I have to come back to what you said. It's a fund. Let me just point out that ICONOMI doesn't offer funds, but because if an investor invests into ICONOMI, an investor actually buys the underlying spot crypto assets and always remains the sole owner of those assets. It's just that the trading of those assets behaves in a way that you can make a choice to follow somebody and to kind of make the same trades as he makes. So, and the whole purpose of the platform is really to save you time. Of course, the only time you really should make and should invest is like selecting the right type of strategy. It's not only the guy who does it, it's also the type of strategy, like according to your investment goals. So should it be more passive, that rebalances trades a bit every now and then, or do you want to put a percentage maybe or something more into a more aggressive kind of trading and somebody who's really trying to generate that extra about the market. So any investor should anyhow, this is part of the decisions to do before any money gets deposited anywhere. And then you can really save a lot of time. Maybe not the stress because it's really going up and down, but for sure you will
save everything. That's everything.
Sure
that's stocks. That's real estate. That's the way I see it is, if you're to put it in, invest in anything. Don't look every day to see what it's worth. Because you just. I hate that part in Yahoo Finance or any of these other things. I don't want to know.
I could not agree more. I mean, one of and this is also related to the fear of losing, because if you've done these decisions like how much profits I'm going to take out, how long am I going to hold this investment, and so on. If you've done your research before the investment, then it's very easy actually to set your own take profit rules. And it's also very easy to then know where to set the stop loss. So we have a lot of smart rules, we call them, on the platform. And so an investor can set his own, automations in terms of profit taking or trading or stop loss. And one of the key things, again, which I see people do is that they set themselves too narrow of a stop loss, which basically, because crypto is very volatile and some of the beginners come into the space, and then they expect 100x or 10x, but they are prepared to lose 20% of it. And which is again, very non-realistic, because if it's gonna, it should be a bit more balanced expectations. And so instead of, holding through the down periods, they simply sell, they realize the loss, and then they stay out of the market. So, but coming back, take profits, I actually believe are actually more important than the stop losses. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good, because a lot of people won't do anything, or they'll just take it all out, they'll panic. And that's that emotional aspect of trading. Now, everybody, it's ICONOMI, it's ICONOMI, and it's iconomy.com. Go on the platform. What else would you like to tell our listeners before we leave about the website? The easy way to get involved, some training or some documents on there to let them know what else can they find?
No, I think we have a quite rich learning section, and I would really advise everybody to start there, and then select and roam around the platform. As I said, crypto is I think it's still very early in a sense. I'm surprised when I'm traveling around how little people know actually about the underlying technology, about the whole market and so on. So if I think of this, it's really very, very early in the development, and especially the tokenization trend that's coming of the other asset classes. So yeah, our platform is basically meant for beginners and as well more professional traders on the other side. But in a sense, it's an investment platform, not a trading one.
Yeah. And it's great. I was on your website, and I love this. Don't invest unless you're prepared to lose all the money you invest. It's true for everything,
we are quite straightforward with the risk disclosures and stuff. Yeah. No hidden fees, no nothing. It's just yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. And then it says click here, just take 2 minutes to learn more. So it makes it very, very easy. And everybody, it's iconomy.com, easy way to invest and manage your crypto. We finally, we've had so many people come on that's talk to us about crypto. We should do crypto, why crypto is important. It's going to take over the world. But this is the first one where we've had an actual easy way to invest in and manage your crypto safely. Sir, I appreciate you coming on the Richer Geek Podcast. And I know it's late over in Europe. I thank you so much. We finally got a chance to talk. And I hope you have a wonderful night.
Thanks. It was a pleasure.